Hello Libra, and welcome to my channel Inspiring Life Changes. My name's Colette and I'm here to do a reading today for all you Librans out there. The Librans who are Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising. This is a reading for you. If you don't know where those placements are, there will be a link in the description box down below for you to check out a free natal chart for yourselves to go and look at your placements. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, because this is just a general reading, it's not going to resonate with everybody out there. And you may also want to check out where those signs, those rising moon and Venus signs are, if you don't know where they already are. Libras and Libra cross watchers as well. You may also want to check out your own charts too, and see what's happening for yourselves in a bigger astrological picture as well, and trying to make some sense of the astrology that's taking place at this moment in time. So as I speak, we are beginning to have a Mars Saturn conjunction taking place in Aquarius, which Libra of course is trining all your energy, being a fellow air sign. So somewhere in your chart you will have your Sun. You may also have your Mercury, because Mercury is always in the sign before, after, or the same Sun sign. So it's going to either be in Virgo, Libra or Scorpio. And of course we also have all this opposition energy to you at the moment, Libra, happening with Aries, your opposite sign of Aries, which at the moment the Sun is moving through. So at some point, Libras, you will be having a Sun opposition. And also that we have we've just had the new moon in Aries as well, of course, which is also opposite Libra. And also in Aries we have Chiron and Black Moon Lilith at this moment in time as well. So they may also be opposing your Sun or your Mercury possibly at some point over this Aries season. And also, before I forget, I was going to say something else then. My mind's gone completely blank, so I'm just going to forget that for now and just get on with your reading, Libra. I don't know, something came into my head and then it just went. So if it comes back during the read, then I'll let you know. So I'm going to start your reading with a Major Arcana card, because I am doing Major Arcana card overall, one Major Arcana card from this particular deck here for each sign, so that you can kind of have a overall flavour of your reading and what's taking place. And we have the World card here for you, Libra, which is implying to me that there is a end of a cycle coming up here, an ending of a cycle. You are in the process of closing something out, or there is something new beginning, because this does talk of both endings and beginnings. Usually this would be a complete circle. Being the World card, it does kind of have the world behind it, but it would normally be a complete circle, because it talks about literally as one cycle finishes another cycle begins. So there's no gap, and there's also no kind of heralding a new beginning in our lives either. So it happens without us kind of realizing it a lot of the time, and it's only later when we look back and we go, oh right, okay, so that was the end, and that was the kind of start of this new cycle of time in my life. So that's what the World is saying to me here, that this is all about you kind of closing out something and beginning something new at the same time. And you have the Four of Wands as your first card, Libra. Jumping straight into the heart of your reading here. The Four of Wands is your challenge, and this could be the challenge to kind of finish something, or this could be a challenge to start something that's new. But there you are, kind of standing here on the shore here with this boat, which for me always represents life, kind of in the background here, waiting for you to get on board. And you're kind of deliberating here. You have the Chariot card as your crossing energy at this moment in time. And this is, for me, Aries energy. This is the Aries full on, full steam ahead. Don't look back. Don't question. Ruled by the head, because Aries is ruled by the head. And like I was saying, at the moment we have this Mars-Saturn conjunction taking place in Aquarius, which is trying, as I was saying, your own energy. So you may be feeling very kind of full on, Libra, at the moment. You may be feeling like you want to charge into something. You may be feeling that you really need to either charge into something, or you're trying to charge away from something. It's your crossing energy. It's your challenge at this moment in time. So your challenge is I feel your challenge is kind of about making this decision here, choosing whether or not you want to go down that path, whatever that path may be, whether that's personal, whether that's business, which is still kind of personal. But being a fire sign here, the Four of Wands relates to something that you need to have a kind of good foundation for. It's the building of foundations. It's a creative endeavor. It's something that you need to put your planning into in many ways. So it's kind of not just a case of jumping on this boat and kind of going off on this new journey and this new expedition as much as you might want to at this moment in time. The Chariot also talks to me about a need for a balance here between your head and your heart, your emotions and your logical thinking, keeping the two kind of on the same track so that you don't end up, if you see here, he's kind of got this storm behind him. I kind of see this as a storm that he's kind of trying to outrun in many ways. And he can only do that by keeping these two horses here in check. Also the black and the white, the kind of dualistic energy here as well. The right, the wrong, good, bad. It's kind of saying don't swing too far one way or the other. It's best to kind of steer down the middle path, if you like. Also kind of like, you know, don't be too severe with yourself. Don't be too easygoing. Like, don't allow yourself to have too much pleasure in some ways. But at the same time, Libra, don't be too kind of restrictive either. So he needs here to keep these horses, like I was saying, in check. And that relates the restrictive and the kind of like being overly easy about something. If you give these horses too much head and you're kind of too easy with them, they will just take advantage. And so they're either going to slow down completely and stop, and the storm's just going to catch up with you, or they're just going to try and go off in separate directions as well, and the storm will still catch up with you. So there is a kind of balancing act here, Libra, which yourselves being a sign of the scales and harmony and balance, it does kind of talk about that energy in your life, harmonizing things as well, having a sense of balance and harmony. So I'm going to move on from that energy and we'll see what else comes up. We have the Four of Swords in reverse up here. And the Four of Swords is about taking time out to think things through. Which I think, as I was saying earlier about, you know, planning, you can't just jump onto this boat, which in many ways I feel that this is what this is saying here. You want to just kind of jump onto it and just kind of see where it takes you. But the Four of Swords here is saying you need to give yourself some time to work things through, to get the kind of plans in place if you're going to kind of move out of this cycle, this ending, this closure. You don't want to take anything from your past with you into your future that you don't need. So this is kind of giving you a time out, a space in your head. It's what's in your head, and the Swords is all about the head, as is this Mars energy that we are kind of experiencing at this moment in time, today and tomorrow. As I speak, this Mars-Saturn conjunction is a major event. Mars, this is the Mars energy, so this is the kind of full full steam ahead. But it's also the logical, it's kind of saying, you know, there has to be some logic process here. But it's upside down, it's reverse, Libra. So you may be feeling that you've done enough. You've done enough kind of sitting, pondering, contemplating, meditating, gazing at your navel. You may feel as though that's all you've been doing for a while, but particularly at this moment in time, of course, because of the situation that we're all in, it's kind of forcing you to be even more so. When really what you're wanting to do is this. This energy, but you can't at this present time. What's been around for a while, but what's moving away with the Three of Pentacles here is saying to me that there has been this kind of energy of working not just for yourself, but kind of realizing that you have to kind of work as a team. This could be family orientated as well. This could be people kind of working together to achieve something bigger than themselves. The Three of Pentacles is often about something that you're kind of putting your energy and your time and your effort into to create something that's going to be long lasting, something that's going to be productive. But it also talks about, because there's Three Pentacles here are being given to this character here by these people here. And he's kind of standing elevated on this step here because he has the skill that they need, and they know that he's more skillful, so they are willing to give him what he needs in order for him to be able to help them in the long run. So there may be somebody who has helped you out financially, Libra. It could be that you're helping somebody out financially as well. But this also talks about something that's long lasting, time and energy and work put into something, being Pentacles, stability, grounding something, bringing it into the physical reality. This energy's been around for a while. And there may also be a sense of, with this card here as well, kind of sense of worry and fear around something that's not being able to be completed as well. Not being able to put the time into something at this moment. Because underneath we have the Seven of Wands. You had 3 cards come out for this. Seven of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and 2 of Wands here as well. So there's quite a lot of creative, fiery energy around, and this is in the subconscious. So this is energy that you kind of are, it's the root energy of where everything else is coming from. But Libra, you may not be aware of this energy at the moment. The 7 of Wands talks to me about feeling like you're having to do battle to get to where you want to go, which could also be this card here as well. To get to where you want to go, to achieve what you want to achieve. With the Knight of Cups upside down, it's kind of saying to me that at this moment in time you don't have much time for other things. There's a kind of sense of kind of an urgency here as well, Libra. Feeling like you have to do something. The 2 of Wands also being here upside down. This is also like, you know, the creative energy from this 4 here as well. So you've got the 2, the 4 and the 7, all of Wands, all about this kind of creative plan or energy. In this card here with the 2, this is the idea, the spark, something that's kind of brought you out of your kind of inner world, shall we say. If you look here, is kind of it. This is the cave, which kind of for me represents the womb stage of the idea, the kind of like something that's been gestating, shall we say, within you, male or female. And I get the feeling this is more to do with business than anything else. This sense of coming out of this cage, and almost at this moment in time, almost like this sense of, well, you know, has it been worth it? Has it been worth it? Has it been worth my time and my energy to have even kind of thought about this idea? Because there doesn't seem to be a lot of action being able to take place, and I think that that's the problem here as well. This is what's in your head, is that you can't take action on this at the moment, Libra. For some of you, it could also be a romantic endeavour that you're not being able to do anything about because of what's happening socially at this moment in time. But that is for some of you, Librans. For most of you out there, I feel as though it's more about you kind of your business, your work related, your passion, something that you are very kind of passionate about here. Something that you have been putting your time and your effort and your energy into making come to life in a creative way. And you also, because of the 7 of Wands which came out first, you've also had to kind of battle with other people's ideas about this, other people's feelings, other people's thoughts about it. Standing up for what you believe, Libra, to be right, to be fair for you. So it could also be a work situation that is you're no longer actually able to complete it because you're not able to actually be there at this moment in time. And the energy that's moving in, you also got 2 cards for this as well. The Swords, Knight of Swords, which is very quick thinking, fast moving, very reactive air energy. Again, Libra. Relating to yourselves, Gemini and Aquarius energy. And all of this kind of air energy at this moment in time is being activated by this Mars Saturn conjunction. And what I was going to say earlier was that if you have any planets at the first degrees of your sign, of your sun sign, you're probably going to get the most kind of activation here, because the conjunction is happening at 0 degrees Aquarius. So that will be trining over. And because Saturn is such a big planet, it's usually given kind of a 10-degree orb as well. So anything within the first kind of decan will be kind of affected by it. Obviously, the nearer it is to the 0 degree mark of Libra, the more it's going to be activated. And it does feel to me very much at this kind of urgency, this sense of needing to do something really fast, but because it's in reverse, it's kind of, you can't, you're being thwarted, you're being kind of held back, you're kind of, and this is not an energy that likes to be held back. This is an energy that can quite easily kind of get quite disturbed by it, especially when Mars is in play as well, because Mars can be a very headstrong, like I was saying, a very headstrong energy here. But you do have over the top of this, which came out with this night, is the Fool. So it is saying that there is this new beginning. Like I was saying, this new beginning, this new world taking place. And there's almost a feeling of like maybe at this moment in time you need to take advantage of this. You need to kind of maybe give yourself more time to kind of look everything over. Because the Fool does talk about leaping into the unknown. And whether you realise it or not, Libra, this is about a new chapter in your life. Because the Fool literally comes after the World card. The World card is the last numbered card in the tarot. 21. And the Fool has no number at all. So it's kind of the 0 on from the World, if you like. So that's the World, which is kind of like this complete cycle, complete circle. And then the Fool represents that circle. So the Fool represents a kind of leap into the new, into the beginning of something, into something that you are yet to learn about. And if you look here as well, let me just show you this, which I was kind of saying about earlier, this kind of cave situation here. But same here as well, he has this cave here, so there is something that's kind of an idea that has got you kind of spurred out of your old way of being, Libra. A new thought, a new way of being. Something is closing out here. Something is ending, whatever it was. Something has finished here. And it is time to move on. But you may be feeling at the moment that you can't quite make that happen. And there could be kind of some frustration there as well, I feel, with these cards down here. The 7 of Wands, the Knight and the 2, all of these together is kind of a feeling of frustration. Maybe also with this Knight here, because it is about something that you love. Knight of Cups is about something that you love to do or love to be around, and this is all about passion. All of these cards, these fire energy cards, all about your passion about something. And so the Fool is kind of saying, that it's time to, how can you put this? It's kind of, I tend to think of it as kind of having come up this cliff and kind of taken this time out, which is kind of almost like a, it can be like a dream time, or just kind of a reclusive time, kind of time where you kind of close yourself away from the world in a way, which we are all having to do at this moment in time, literally. But it's like you can't go back. You can't go back. You can only go forward, even though you have to take this leap into the unknown. This is very much about faith and trust, which is interesting actually, because I'm just going to show you this, but this is the card that came out for you, Libra, for your crystal card, which I will read later for you, but it actually is faith, and this card is all about faith. It's literally about faith. It's literally about trusting something bigger, trusting your instincts, trusting your inner knowing, trusting your path will open up in front of you once you take that leap into the unknown. But that's the scary part. It's the unknown. It's the taking of that first step. And he's stepping over the edge of the cliff. And he doesn't know where he's going to land. And he doesn't know what is in store for him. But like a child in many ways, who kind of just trusts in themselves more than we do as adults, because as we get to the adult stage we kind of lose that innocence. This Fool card kind of talks about that innocence of something that we once held to be how can you put it, once held to be kind of a part of our journey growing up. You know, as children we're much more aware, we're much more in tune, we're much more kind of trusting in many, many ways. So that's what this card is saying to me here, that there is a need here for you to trust trust in your guidance, trust in your own guidance, and the guidance beyond that as well, like divine guidance here as well, because this is a big new beginning. And like I was saying, the kind of baggage that you're needing to leave behind as well. I feel that this time is kind of giving you the opportunity to really let go of what you don't want to take with you. So I'm going to pull some more cards and find out why the Four of Wands and the Chariot, what it is that they're here for. What is the bigger picture? And you got the Strength card come out here, Libra. All about your inner strength. Four of Wands, your challenge. And I feel it's about you kind of finding that strength within yourself. Very similar to, like, you know, I was saying with this Fool here, like the strength to be able to trust, the strength to know when something's right for you, when something's not right for you. It's also about kind of maturing as well. There's a maturity in this card, maturing your strength so that you don't kind of erupt at the wrong times, you don't kind of flare up. And at this moment in time, that is such a possibility, just because of the astrology as well, rather than anything else. I just feel that I need to kind of stress that quite a lot at this moment in time, that you really need to kind of keep a hold on it. You need to kind of not let things run away with you. Not allow yourself to go into an energy of overpowering as well, maybe. But I don't feel that so much. As more this kind of just this inner strength. I think if it had come out upside down, there would be more of a fear there of you kind of abusing that power, Libra. But I just get the feeling of kind of, again, this balance of energy. Because you've got this young maiden here and this kind of older lion. And they're a very odd combination. But again, it's this dualistic thing as well. This kind of, you know, maybe it's also saying that things coming together at the moment don't have to necessarily be as you would think they would be. What am I trying to say? That like odd things that you normally wouldn't kind of think would go together. Maybe at this time is kind of because of how the world is at this moment in time. People are having to kind of open themselves up more as well, with these kind of rays here, and this kind of illumination, this kind of realization of things as well. And that just because something is different doesn't mean it's bad, doesn't mean you should avoid it. And there could be a strength in that as well. And maybe also a strength in accepting something within yourself as well, Libra. Or just this strength of, like, at this moment in time of not being able to do what you want to do and having to kind of rein that in, like I was saying, this kind of not charging ahead. Also, just coming to my head, not trying to kind of wanting to get your own way with everything. That could also be a part of this as well. Approaching things gently, delicately, is also a strength. You don't have to always kind of go into a situation expecting the worst as well. I think there's also kind of this energy there as well, expecting to have to battle through everything and kind of be the lion here. That could just be for a few Libras out there. Well, that was a message that came through just as I was kind of putting the card down. So I think it is maybe for some of you Libras out there, a kind of gentle approach will be better if you can manage to to keep things gentler. Okay, so we have the Hangman with the Four of Swords. Hangman is literally upside down in reverse. But again, it talks of this time of kind of time out. It just always says to me time out, the Hangman. It's about hanging in limbo, waiting for things to change, not trying to force the situation, not trying to make things happen on your terms. It's a fear. It's a Pisces card, the Hangman as well. So there is this energy of kind of letting it go, sacrificing. There is this kind of attachment as well. It's kind of saying, you know, that sometimes you have to detach from what you want. And what you want at this moment in time, I feel, Libra, is to be able to kind of force things forward, to make it happen the way you want it to happen. But because you've got the Hangman in your head as well, it's kind of an energy of you know that you have to do this, but you're not doing it willingly, shall we say. But sometimes when we do this willingly, when we let go and let God, as they say, when you let go of trying to control the situation yourself, you actually allow a different energy to come in that's been trying to come in all the time. But because you've been so convinced that you can do it, maybe that's what this is also about here as well, because sometimes strength can work against us. It's kind of when you let go, when you sacrifice, surrender your willpower in many ways. The Hangman is about surrendering your willpower, saying, okay, I'll just let it happen the way it's meant to happen. Because it's in reverse, I also get the feeling here that it is a reluctance. And it's almost like the universe has to step in here as well, which is maybe also what this is about. This World card here is kind of saying, you know, there is this ending. There is the closure of something. You do have to kind of let go. Give in order to be able to move forward. So let's see why the Three of Pentacles is here. I also feel with this card, with the Hangman card as well, that there is this kind of transformation that's taking place as you're letting go and allowing things to kind of fall away somehow. Kind of things just fall away from you, like just releasing things, releasing the old you, maybe, Libra, the you that no longer works. But because it's upside down as well, I feel that you could be feeling yourself, like I was saying with the Four of Swords, that, you know, this is not what you want to be doing. And that with the Major Arcana card, it always kind of speaks of a long-term process that kind of can get to the point where you feel this has been going on for long enough now, which maybe is why you're feeling like you want to just push forward, Libra, that you've had enough of just being in that hanging in limbo place. So we have the Queen of Fire who's come out in reverse as well. So there is a lot of, like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of passion energy here as well. There's a lot of, like, because if you look at this card, she holds this candle really close to her heart, and you can see this heart behind her being illuminated. The Queen of Fire is a very passionate energy. She's also a very kind of determined energy as well. There's a determination about the Queen of Wands, which is a kind of subtleness. There's a kind of subtlety. Even though she's fire and creative energy, if you look at her face, it's kind of like she knows what she knows. And she knows that she knows it, if you know what I mean. It's this kind of look that she has. Often these people are very how can I put it? Very kind of proud of their status and their achievements. They are very passionate, very fiery, very exuberant people. Very, doesn't have to be a queen. This is just the energy that I'm talking about here. It can be male or female. Yeah, very exuberant. The kind of people who stand out in a crowd. Fire energy, Sagittarius, Leos and Aries energy. Again, can be very headstrong. For you, Libra, it could be somebody who's helped you out, but it's in reverse here. So you could be feeling at the moment that something is working against you, Libra. That there is an energy here that is working against you rather than with you. The Queen of Wands is often a very loyal energy as well. Very kind of, once she gives her heart, then she gives her heart. It takes a long time to kind of move on, shall we say. It takes a long time for her to kind of take that loyalty back and put it somewhere else. So there could also be a sense of that with this card here as well. Yeah, once her loyalty is given, once her heart is given, it takes her a long time to get over something. If something upsets her, if there's a breakup or there's a, you know, something changes in her life, it will take her a long time. When I say her, I'm only saying her because of the fact that it's the Queen of Wands, but the energy is the energy, so either he or her. It will take them a long time to recover from, even though they may look as though they've recovered and they may react like they've recovered and that everything's okay, deep down they still have a very strong heartfelt response. And because it's in reverse, I'm kind of picking up that energy that somebody's kind of not being completely upfront about something. Somebody is keeping something about their heart kind of hidden here. About their emotions. I don't even know if it is their emotions so much as it is about their feeling for somebody else, and it's not to do, that's not the same as your emotions. It's complex. Somebody out there, Libra, has a complex situation here, I'm feeling. There's a complex situation. Interesting. And I just had two cards come out together for this energy here, with what's going on underneath. the battling energy and the creative energy, and you've got the King of Wands also come out in reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune that's come out in reverse as well. So this is saying to me that there is a situation here that has been kind of, well, with these two energies, it feels like there's a strong sense of literally, I mean, these energies go hand in hand, the King and the Queen of Fire, both passionate, but also they were both in reverse as well. So there's also this sense, maybe somebody who is feeling here that they're, because he's holding his heart in his hands here as well, very open, but it's in reverse. So it's kind of saying that there's a protective feel about this here. Somebody is kind of protecting their real, because this is subconscious as well. This is what's going on underneath. So this is not what you're showing, Libra. You're not showing any of this. This is your deeper. So this to me goes back to this kind of longer term energy. With a Wheel of Fortune as well as a Major Arcana card, it will speak of something that has happened way back. Something to do with broken heart, maybe. Giving your heart. Well, I just get this feeling that this is to do with this moving on as well. This is to do with this ending of this cycle, because this is about cycles. The Wheel of Fortune also talks about cycles of things moving in the right time. If it was upright, I would say that, you know, you are in a good place or in a good space, but because it's reversed, there is this feeling of things again being blocked, things not moving forward. And again, it's got this heart here as well. If you look here, there is this heart energy. And sometimes when I see this card as well, to me it looks like a bookmark, like it's marking something in your past, like something that has happened in your past, Libra, which is still affecting you today. But this is saying it's time to close that cycle out. It's time to put the past in the past. It's time to let go. You've got to let it go, move on. And maybe you're very aware of that, and maybe that's what you're trying to do, but or maybe you're not aware of it. But I feel that there is something that is kind of keeping you held back here. Something that's kind of bookmarked from your past. There's also, if you see here, there's this little person kind of looking out at the world here as well. And this little face here. Which kind of, to me, is implying that there's this kind of this sense of wanting things to change. Of being trapped, being stuck. Wanting to kind of get out of that. Get out of that past. And to move forward. To move forward in order to find your passion. But I don't think that that's necessarily about somebody. I think this is more about a kind of driving passion for life in many ways. Like finding that passion for life again. Sorry, I'm just going to dive under the table and pick that up. I'm not going to include that card because it didn't feel right. So one last card for the Knight of Swords and the Fool. Knight of Swords and the Fool. Why are they here for Libra? What is the messages here for Libra? What is moving in for Libra? Oh, nice. Nice, 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 Libra. Beautiful. You had the 10 of Cups. 10 of Water. Which speaks about, with this Fool here as well, is kind of jumping into something new. Again, but I don't feel that it's about somebody so much, Libra, as it is about you kind of finding your joy, you kind of finding your laughter, your inner happiness here. This kind of sense of kind of sitting in your emotions and just loving it and laughing at life and just kind of really enjoying the path, the journey, where it's taking you, what you're experiencing. And it just feels there's this general sense of, and it's funny because when I was shuffling these cards earlier today, and I was sitting there and meditating with them as well, I did get this sense of kind of an uplift, like there was an uplifting feeling here. Like something was going to kind of just be lifted, literally, something being lifted, like this weight, like this heaviness, which I think this card is about here as well, like letting it go. Letting it go, Libra, in order to move on to something else. But it is more about life itself than any one person, I feel. But that doesn't mean that you won't attract this energy to you. Because the more you experience this, the more you kind of experience it. It's that kind of magnetic pull of life. That kind of river flowing with life, flowing with energy. Loving what you're doing. That's the message I feel for you here, Libra. And I'm going to pull a Moonology card and see what the wisdom of the moon is saying here. What is the wisdom of the moon? Wisdom of the Moon card, Moonology card, Oracle card for Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising. What is the message for Libra? Actually, I'm going to turn these cards around and shuffle them that way. Energy for Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising. So I also feel with this strength card as well in the middle that it may well be taking a lot of strength from you at the moment. You may be feeling that you're having to kind of call on all the strength that you have in order to be able to deal with this situation at present, of not being able to move and rush forward with something, Libra. But I feel that if you allow things to just take the right time and trust the bigger picture of what's unfolding for you. Whoop, the cards flying everywhere. Sorry about this. Just let me trust the bigger picture for you, then you will actually achieve that happiness that you're looking to achieve. This new beginning. Oh, a lovely card. There you go. New moon in Sagittarius, saying luck is on your side, Libra. Luck is on your side. Don't worry about it, because luck is on your side. And of course, Sagittarius is all about the aim as well. It's all about aiming, kind of focusing your attention and aiming your arrow where you want it to be, and knowing that you're going to get there, knowing that it's going to happen, that you will achieve what it is that your heart desires. So your Namaste blessing card today is this card here, Libra, and it's a blessing woven in time, and it says, I'll just take my glasses off because I can't read it otherwise properly. The present circumstances are guiding you to a sacred space inside you, from where you will see things more clearly. Look through the eye of the soul and you will find the answer. This card is a blessing woven in time. The time will soon come. So that's interesting, because that talks about time and kind of giving yourself space and time to allow things to happen in the right time and space. And so let's quickly move on to your Deva card, which is number 42. Number 42, last card, I think. 42, the card of faith. And it's the chakra is the thymus, which is the throat chakra, I believe this is all about. And it's the colour blue-green. So I actually think it's the energy between the heart and the throat. So it's all about the kind of communication of the heart. So, okay, in your modern world, most of you are able to meet your survival needs by purchasing clothes, food and shelter. Even those who are homeless and destitute persevere by their own ingenuity and determination. The will to survive is deeply implanted within each of you. What concerns us is your will to live. Many of you have lost faith that you have a chance for happiness. You doubt that the world is a kind or nurturing place. You no longer believe that you can make a difference. In ancient times, people were driven towards survival as well. They required tenacity of spirit to hang on under the most difficult and dangerous of conditions. They had to build their houses, grow their food, make their clothes, protect themselves from severe weather and ferocious animals. Faith in their purpose helped them survive. At first, they persisted on a day-to-day physical level, building villages, then towns and cities. Once established, they felt a consuming desire to expand, learn and live. They had faith that they could build a better world. These ancients were planting roots for all of you who followed. Not only did they build huts and palaces with mortar and bricks, they constructed societies with ideas and beliefs. You have an opportunity today to do what the ancients did so long ago, to create a new world. Here we are. You're creating your new world here, Libra. There is a need today greater than in olden times to fuse a new culture, one built on hope and faith. You can be a groundbreaker for a new way of thinking that is at its basis. The universe supports you and cares about you. You have countless unseen friends helping you through each of your challenges. You are never alone. It is within your power, through faith, to create a beautiful, joy-filled existence for yourself. And this is kind of what I was saying earlier with this card as well. This belief in something bigger than yourself. This belief in faith and trusting. Peace can become a reality in your world. What about all the wars and hatred, you ask? It is true. That is one reality out there. And some people would choose to live in it. But there are many possible realities coexisting. You can live in one of happiness, love, peace and prosperity. How? By choosing to. Your faith that it can happen and your words and behaviour confirming this reality. Construct a real tangible environment. It can be as substantial as the structures built by ancient masons. It may sound naive and simplistic to say that. Faith can move mountains. But this is the truth that you have forgotten. Negativity and pessimism have killed it inside you. Maybe that's also what I was feeling down here as well, this kind of something from your childhood as well, something that's kind of locked you into this place, this space, this time. Talk to people who have created a beautiful, well-balanced life for themselves. We feel sure that they used their imaginations, envisioned a dream, and had faith that their dreams could come true. They allowed their faith to overcome their doubt. They intended a direction that they wanted to move in long before a specific goal had taken form. Conviction and determination. What I was also talking about with this arrow as well, kind of shooting your arrow where you want it to land. Conviction and determination helped them achieve their success. Faith is driven by persistence. Persistence is fed by determination. Determination is nurtured by investing one's time, emotions, physical labour and spirit into a project. This card here, Libra. If obstacles appear in your way, go around them. These roadblocks are simply testing your commitment. Although they may appear insurmountable, they are only an inconvenience and will crumble when your intention is spoken clearly from your heart. Maybe that's what this is also about as well. Speaking from your heart. Humans have a resilient spirit, bounce back and set out on a new course. Why have you drawn our card today? Are you doubting that circumstances will turn out the way you have planned? Have you lost faith in yourself, a relationship, or society itself? What will restore your faith? Pardon me. Life is more than physical survival. Life is ecstasy. It is possible to have heaven on earth. Try adopting a new perspective for a few days. There's a new perspective here. Seeing things from a different angle. Looking at life from another way. Assume that life can be blissful. Give in to optimism. See how different you feel. When others notice a difference in you, tell them what has happened. They may have been waiting for a glimmer of hope in their life. You may be their inspiration. At one time, turquoise was associated with the throat chakra. Now we are of many Now we are one of many stones who is moving to assist the emerging chakra between heart and throat, the thymus chakra. We are helping the thymus chakra complete itself with an infusion of our blue-green energy. So that's what I was talking about, in between the heart and the throat chakra. I often think of it as communication from the heart. This new chakra is materializing now as a response to the worldwide reclaiming of self that is occurring. The thymus chakra is involved with an expression of self that cannot occur until the lost parts of one's life puzzle have been found and put in their proper place. Faith is a critical component of this equation. Have faith in yourself and in the happier, healthier life you can build. Faith will take you as far as you need to go. So, all in all, Libra, I think that's a really nice thing to end on. It's interesting how this is a very similar colour as well. This is all very kind of turquoisey, aqua. Same colour, faith colour. That heartfelt energy. So Libra, I'm going to leave your reading there and say thank you very much for listening. To anybody who has listened all the way through, I do appreciate it. Please could you thumbs it up for me, like it, so that it can get out into the bigger YouTube world, so that more people can actually see it. Because if you don't like it up, then it tends to just like get ignored by YouTube. So the more people that thumbs it up for me, the more it will get put out into the bigger kind of world of videos, and then more people can come back and see my other videos as well, and also I'll be able to grow my channel. So thank you also to those of you falling over my words today, those of you who has subscribed to my channel already. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please could you do so, as that will also help to expand my channel and get it out there and get my messages out there to a bigger, wider audience. And if you feel that this is going to be of any benefit to anybody else who you know out there, please feel free to share it. And thank you once again, Libra. I'm wishing you all the best, particularly in these really difficult times that we're in at this moment in time ourselves. Take care. Hopefully see you again.